On a sunny Saturday morning, Mama got married to Akporo, her late best friend's husband, Didi. It was a joyous ceremony with food and drinks and a cheering crowd. They all now became a happy family, together with Habibah, Akporo and Didi's daughter. It was a happy union as Mama has always been part of the family. Since her late friend Didi was still alive, she always chatted with Habibah as though she was her own child. Habibah accepted Mama with her whole heart, because she's always been there in her life ever since she was birthed. Akporo and Mama realized Mama couldn't conceive, but Akporo didn't take it as a serious issue because he already had a child, and advised Mama not to disturb herself with the thought of it. Few days later, Mama suddenly became an entirely different person to Habibah, scolding her at the slightest mistake, and never allow her have peace in her father's house. Habibah never took it to heart at first, but soon she became so worried about it, as it escalated to maltreatments and constant nagging. Habibah will work as though she was a maid, washing clothes. So much clothes that she has never washed before, as she was the only princess in her father's castle. Mama will ensure she wash the clothes twice even after she's washed them, scolding her and calling her lazy. Habibah sad, cried to herself wishing her mother were still around. Akporo has been seriously ill not too long after his wedding. Everything was happening so fast and Habibah was really worried and devastated. Nadi, Akporo's friend, visited them and felt pity for his friend. He was worried about his condition. No one was more worried than Habibah. She had no one to talk to and continued crying to herself. Nadi visited again and promised to invite a very efficient healer he knows to treat him. The healer came and treated him and he got better almost instantly. They were very happy and celebrated his recovery with Nadi. Few months later, Mama went to her husband's palm tree farm and suddenly screamed, holding her leg. She noticed a sudden painful movement in her leg. This became very serious, that she could no longer stand but always lying sick. Nadi visited them still. They tried everything possible, but her illness was going nowhere. Akporo and his daughter Habibah took very good care of her. They were always around her, wondering what type of illness it could be after all they've tried. Friends visited her on her sick bed, hoping she would get better soon. One day, she was at her husband's palm tree farm holding a shovel to dig beneath the gnarled palm tree, when she suddenly saw Didi, dressed same as her, holding a shovel as well. It was a dream and she woke up scared. She saw Akporo and Habibah standing beside her bed but didn't say a word to them and they were surprised. Days turned into weeks. A dark cloud hung over Ma's heart. She called her husband and Habibah and narrated to them how it all started. Her best friend, Didi, had everything Mama secretly craved: a loving husband, a beautiful home, and a sweet daughter. Mama smiled, however, felt a gnawing emptiness. She smiled at Didi, but inside, a green monster of jealousy raged. Didi always invites Mama home for tea. The friendship was always like sisterhood. They had very amazing time together, discussing and sipping tea with chicken and chips. This friendship to Didi was going to last a lifetime, and she was a great fan of good tea. One day, Didi invited Mama again for tea, but this time Mama made the tea herself. Didi, unsuspecting, sipped the tea. Few days later, Didi complained of severe stomachache. Within hours, Didi was gone, taken by sudden death. Akporo was heartbroken. Habibah cried badly, holding her mother's body. Mama visited alongside other visitors, consoling Habibah. Afterwards, Mama went to Akporo's palm tree farm and buried a charm of attraction that will get Akporo attracted to her. Eventually my planned work and Akporo married me, she said. Akporo and Habibah were terribly sad, staring at themselves, and Mama passed. Habibah in deep thoughts, she slowly healed, but never forgot the warmth of her mother's love. The scars of her past began to fade. replaced by the gentle light of a new beginning.